Hey, ahoy guys. Got a couple little projects here. You can kind of see, I think it's time to go down below or under the boat, scrub the prop up a little bit and some of the boat itself. But the big thing was the age of my boat. Have to have an insurance survey or a survey for the insurance company. Now the good part about that is it can be an in-water survey. Some of them are, some of them aren't. My insurance company, the in-water is fine, and I don't need a sea trial, which is good. Not that anything's bad, but it just takes up more time. Oh, we got a windy day going here. Hard to keep the cigar going. But the insurance thing, hey, we all know insurance is legalized extortion, except for when you really need it. I've been paying into it now for 30 some years. I've never had a claim. I've had 2 towing charges. That's not the same as an insurance claim though. Well, I'm down in the Hampton Roads area, and so I don't know too many people down here yet because I've only been down here a little over 2 years. So I'm trying to get some recommendations and find a surveyor. So I get a recommendation and I call this guy. $800 and some. I'm thinking, holy shit, that's a lot of money. When I was up north in the Rock Hall area, I think I paid like $500. Now that was 5 years ago. So I thought, well, all right. I called around. Other ones were even higher than that. So I give this guy a call in early October. No, the end of September. Telling him I need it for mid-November. Probably shouldn't have said that. Get a call from him early October. Oh, I got something coming up. Can you work with me and we move it a couple of weeks? All right, now it's early October. That's all right, fine, okay. Then we get closer to the time we're supposed to do the inspection and get another call. I'm really sorry, Dom, to ask this, but the boat shows are going on and I got a couple other, can we postpone for a little bit? And I said, yeah, okay, we'll do that. And I got to thinking about it. And I said, you know what? I don't want to be at the last minute trying to find somebody. So I'm calling around, get a hold of this guy. He says, well, I'm kind of busy right now. I don't know if I can get to you in that short period of time. And he said, well, let me go look at my calendar again. And this is the end of October. So, push is coming to shove here. Get a call back. He said, I'll tell you what, to help you out, I can be there Monday morning or Monday afternoon. I'm going to be in Old Point Comfort anyway. So when I get done with my first survey, I can hop over there and it shouldn't take us long. Okay, great. Love it. He gets here, actually gets here a little early. Does a really nice job. I mean, very thorough, almost too thorough. It's kind of like, this is an insurance survey. I already own the boat. I got the boat. There was one problem that I thought was really legitimate, and that was my fuel exhaust. You'll see here, it did need to be replaced. But some of the other little things like a fire port for the engine compartment, that's starting to become a recommendation, not necessarily ABYC. And ABYC recommendations are not law. they're recommendations. Now, there are some things that you need to have done on your boat for the Coast Guard. For example, your PFDs, your flares, your sounding devices, and some other things. And all of that stuff was great. But we got through the whole inspection in about 2 hours, a little over that. And like I said, outside of that exhaust hose, nothing else was major. Had like 5 or 6 items. I got them all fixed within a couple of days. Took pictures of it, sent that in with the survey that things were done. You're back from the insurance company. Everything is fine, la, la, la. I'm good for another, I think it's 5 years. So that's great. But you know, on the surveys, I want to talk a little bit about those for a minute. Hold on just a second. Okay, the wind, I mean, it is windy here today. We got 30, 35 knot gusts. Is blowing the camera around on me. But maybe I ought to tighten that a little bit, huh? So it doesn't turn so much. There we go. All right, let's see how that works, guys. I think we're gonna be all right now. But anyway, on the surveys, and I've heard people talk about, oh yeah, I got this guy who does my boat survey for me, and you know, he's really economical. Comes on board, we spend about a half hour, 45 minutes looking at a few things and talking. I get my report. Well, even if it's only $300 or $400 or $500, to me, that's a waste of money. I'd rather spend the $1,000 like I had to and get a good survey so that I really know what's going on with the boat. If you're going to pay money, get something out of it. And, you know, I thought that my guy was very thorough, maybe a little picky on a few things, but overall I was pretty happy with it because I know now the boat is in good sound condition. Well, I knew it was, but it's verified now. So, you know, and I fixed some little things. I'm changing a couple of hoses. You know, and they recommend if hoses are over 10 years old, replace them. Well, all of these hoses are probably 15 years old. The insurance company didn't make a big issue out of it. You know, because in the survey he wrote, you know, change your hoses as over the next year. I forget the exact wording. So I'll change the hoses a little bit at a time. Make sure and I do, I check all the hose clamps every couple times a year. I check on them. So for the survey, yeah, I wasn't real happy paying that much money, but if I had to pay it, I think I got the right guy to pay it to. Oh yeah, and what was funny too is the report was 24 pages long. Only 4 pages really dealt with the inspection. The rest of it was scope of work, his credentials, some ABCY recommendations, some Coast Guard you know, it was all fluff. The whole thing could have been 5 pages or 6 pages, we would have been fine. But maybe that's what the insurance companies want. Fine with me, at least that's done. So that's kind of it for that project. It's done with for the next few years. I got a few minor things that I want to work on, and it's good to go. Well, anyway, another big thing. On the surveys, they usually give an estimated value. Now, I paid $4,500 for this boat in 2016. Had a survey for insurance, valued the boat about $12,000. Next one, valued the boat at $16,000. And these are different surveyors. This guy valued the boat at $18,000. So yeah, I'm fixing things up and putting things on them. Now, whether I could get that much out of it or not, or whether I'd even break even for the stuff I put on it, I don't know, but I've had the enjoyment of the boat. I was really surprised to see that this year, the value went up again. So that's another nice thing about having the boat surveys. Well, guys, that kind of does it. So until next time, happy and safe boating to you, your family, and friends. Cheers.